day? I heard the three guys over here. I think we're all tired from lunch. Half a day! That's more like it. Half a day and good afternoon, and welcome to the office of the Governor of Guam. We're delighted to have you here with us this afternoon as we announce the events for the 80th Guam Liberation. That's Toto'i Tempo y Paz Parahita, our peace for us always. And again, today we're going to announce the events that will kick off our liberation, our 80th Guam liberation. But before we do, I wanted to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Lourdes de Leon Graham Magahagan Guahan, who I'm going ahead and give her the floor for her opening remarks.
Thank you. You know, we are celebrating this year 80 years of liberation from World War II invasion of the Japanese Imperial Army. And I think this is a banner year. I think we need to all make this a very amazing celebration. As you know, our war survivors, most of our war survivors have moved on, passed on, and we need to help with this celebration, celebrating what they have experienced, celebrating their survival, and just celebrating the whole liberation from atrocities of the war, and also, of course, noting that as a result, we continue on to live in a very peaceful, in a very safe, secure environment, and that we must continue on. And that's why I think all of you that are at the table right now is working very hard to make this a spectacular event. I know there's some changes from our traditional ways, but you know that's also good because variety is good and diversity is good. But I just want to thank all of you for your efforts and your ideas, and if we can all work very hard together to make this 80th liberation a very memorable liberation year for our people and to showcase our resilience, our commitment, and our peaceful way of life. So I just want to say thank you again, and I'll hand it over to Mayor Hoffman, who is the Vice President of the Mayor's Council.
Thank you, Governor. Half a day and good afternoon. In part of this celebration that we've been tasked by the administration to organize, the mayors will be organizing several key parts. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to kick off the events with the Liberation Mass, which will take place on July 19th at 4 p.m. at the Hagatna Cathedral. The Mass will be said in Chamorro. We anticipate the war survivors in attendance as well as all the other dignitaries. Immediately after the Mass, around 6 o'clock, we're going to have the Unified Memorial, like we did last year, where instead of having 12 different memorial sites, we're actually going to be having one site, which will be at the Plaza de España. We're going to be honoring all 12 sites. We're building a static display, as well as there's an additional wonderful surprise. We're having 3,050 lighted luminaries there to represent the fallen from World War II. So that's something different, and that will be up from the 19th, 20th, and 21st from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. On the Unified Memorial, we anticipate it to run about 75 minutes, and we have everything's all set to go. We're just going to pray for great weather. And then after that, the static display will also stay up, and it's really to educate, commemorate and educate our community, because some don't have access to some of those sites, so they're actually going to be able to see the sites themselves, from Sumai to the Tintafaha Cave to the Feta Cave. So we have wonderful depictions of that, and we actually have very high quality photos of that. So if the members of the media want some photos of that as well, because there really is none in existence, because everyone just is always just going to celebrate it for the last 8 years, and nobody actually went there and documented the site itself in terms of high quality photos. So we're excited about that project. And with that being said, one of the other things we partnered up is with the national parks. So I want to turn it over to them for the virtual experience.
Thank you, Mayor Hoffman. So I'm Cindy Rapadas, and I represent Pacific Historic Parks. We are a 501c3 cooperating association with the National Park Service here on Guam. A couple years ago, we applied for a grant with the governor's office, and we received a US DOE grant that helped us to put together a virtual reality experience. And this particular experience that you can see through an Oculus device highlights the occupation, well, the invasion, the occupation, and the liberation of Guam from the Chamorro perspective, which was very important for us. That particular program has been in the high schools since January, both public and private high schools, and we're excited to launch it in July at the Guam Museum, and the flyer is attached to this particular packet. If there are any questions, please let me know. It's really exciting for us. We're very excited to share it with everyone else on the island. We have gotten really good feedback from the high schools and from the Mayor's Council. So we thank them for including us on their agenda.
So this, I tried it.
You did.
It is amazing. So it's one of these things, I mean, you guys probably have this at home where you put it on and you're like, you know, it's like you're virtually there, right? Three-dimensional. It's like you're experiencing the actual occupation and the invasion and all that. So how are you going to do this? Are you going to have those ocular devices?
Yes.
So for anyone that comes to,
absolutely. So from the 17th to the 21st, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning and ending at 3, we will be available at the Guam Museum, and we will have around the clock 40 different showings, I guess, or viewings for everyone to come in. And so you can actually make arrangements with us and tell us when you're coming, or you can just walk in.
Thank you. I do recommend reservations can be done through Eventbrite.
That's
So I know
correct.
you can do that, but it is an exciting tool to really educate and commemorate and celebrate our liberation. Up next, we have the block party, and we have members from the Guam Visitors Bureau. So they're going to give you a mic on that end.
Good day, everybody. My name is Lisa Bordalio, the PIO for Guam Visitors Bureau, and next to me here is Craig Camacho from our Destination Development team over at GVB. So this year, GVB is hosting the block party, and this will be July 20th and 21st from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. each day at the Chamorro Village Huts and Paseo. We will be hosting a Passport Village contest, games, kids activities. We will be having food vendors and live local bands and dancing, and also international performances. Of those performances, we'll be welcoming some cultural dancers from Japan and Taiwan. We'll be bringing in a b-boy dance troupe from Korea, and we are looking also to bring in some Guam-rooted performing artists out of San Diego. Among other things, we are in the process of securing our entertainment, so we hope to have a really fun and memorable block party for the 80th. We will also be welcoming a Guam World War II veteran. He is a Marine Raider and Liberator, Corporal Frank S. Wright. He will be coming into Guam and joining us. He enlisted in the U.S. Marines at the age of 16, and he fought in 4 major battles, including Iwo Jima and Guam. So he is truly our liberator, and we look forward to welcoming him. In addition, we are welcoming 1,146 additional returning Guam residents or celebrants of liberation, thanks to our homecoming program. Yeah, 1,146. So 1,146 extra people will be coming out to join us for the parade and the celebration this year.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. So yeah, I just wanted to also share with you the fireworks schedule, right? So everyone's looking forward to fireworks. We know that a lot of them are going to be tired after the parade and maybe want to converge back for the fireworks, which we will have at 7:21 p.m. But you know, it is our 80th, and so we want to do something special. So we will be having sporadic fireworks that will simultaneously be happening with the scheduled entertainment. So it's a special year for us. We at the Guam Visitors Bureau, we take it as a challenge to provide incentives for families and finding a way to just spend time with their families. And like myself, I did it with my family, and I hope that the younger kids will continue to do it with theirs and share for many more years to come. So thank you, Governor, and thank you to the Mayor's Council of Guam. We're excited.
We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so you heard it right. There's going to be fireworks on at 7:21 p.m. It's going to be there in the village of Hagåtña, right? So Hagåtña is just going to have this big block party. You have the static memorial display going on. You have the block party on one end there. We're going to have a parade. You're going to have fireworks. It's just going to be the place to be. Up next, we have the annual Liberation Day Parade, which I'll speak on. The parade will be broadcast on PBS Guam KTGF TV Channel 12, as well as a live stream. Parade will take place on Sunday, July 21st. The only change that we're having this year is the parade, instead of starting at 9 o'clock off of Adelup, they're going to leave Adelup at 8 a.m. and reach the grandstand by 9 a.m. So we are starting an hour early on this end here. With that, we have their other parade information will be talked about in a little bit, but the key part of the parade is that we're looking forward to just having everyone come down and celebrate with us. It's like the governor said, it's a banner year, and they're going to have just questions on parade slots and how to register to the parade, put in entries, but that's just the parade. We're looking to be about hoping 4 hours, 5-hour parade or shorter. So that's our goal. We're going to work on that. With that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Ms. Daphne to talk about the Liberation Mile and the Liberation 5K. This is a new, the Liberation 5K is a new component of the Liberation events.
Thank you so much, Mayor Hoffman. And so for the last about 38 years, or 37 years, we have actually had just a Liberation Mile. This year, for the first time ever, we're going to have a Liberation 5K. So usually it's the Liberation Mile that kicks off the Liberation Parade. This year, in addition to the Liberation Mile, we're going to have a Liberation 5K. We're very excited about that. A couple of members of the Guam Running Club are here, Mr. Manny Hechanova and Mr. Richard Tadwi, and they're going to talk a little bit about the details. Thank you.
Happy, thank you so much. So on behalf of the Guam Running Club, we're happy to bring the 5K into the parade route. We'll start at Chamorro Village, and we'll head down to Adelup and come back to Chamorro Village. There's a Marine Corps monument that we recognize as our start and finish line for this race. Liberation Day Mile is going to be our traditional mile. It's going to start just across the 76 gas station in Anigua and then head and finish down at the Marine Corps monument as well. So our 5K will start traditionally at 6 a.m. in the morning. Show time is 5, go time is 6, and the 1 mile run will start at 7:21. So we have fast runners on Guam who like to do 2 events. So I'm sure they're going to use the 5K to warm up, and they're going to just save some gas in the tank to do the 1 mile race. So we do have event shirts for this race, and we're happy to have the design, the logo that you shared with us, and we'll have that for event shirts and event towels. So the participants will be able to get some good memorabilia from this race. For more information, come to our social media page, our Facebook page, and we'll have registration information at that point. Thank you.
Thank you.
So are you advertising this 5K mile, 5K run?
Yes, it'll be on our social media.
Oh, how about like on TV and?
We'll share the information and any flyers we have with the committee.
Yeah, it'll be on our website as well that we're using, as well as the other websites that are with it. Thank you. Up next, we have one that they keep it calling us for the last 2 months already. Parade float registration. So we're going to turn it over and how everyone can sign up.
Thank you, Mayor Hoffman. So the registration packet is ready. We're just waiting for the courtesy review and approval from the Chief of Staff. Everything is already set. Once we get the green light to go, it'll be available tomorrow. They can contact the Guam Energy office to arrange for hard copy pickups, or they can email us to the email. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. And the other question, the second most question that we always get is, how do they camp out? So, Parks and Recs?
Good afternoon. Everybody, I can pass it on to DPW. They were cutting trees today at Dow, and I don't know, I think, where's agriculture?
Right here.
Were we cutting trees too much?
No.
All right, you're gonna come back to us and say, where's your permit?
I thought there were too many trees being cut.
But anyways, going back on the reservations for the parade camping slots, we've been getting calls, everybody that's anybody at DPR has been getting calls about, how can I get a slot? How can I get a slot? And so, you know, we didn't have a parade last year, so this year we have about 115 slots go. And thus, I think within maybe an hour or two after we open it, it's probably going to be all gone. But it's a first come, first serve. And we're going to change the time from opening at 8 a.m. Warren. We're going to start at 7:21 in the morning. Everybody's talking about 7:21. So we'll open the registration at 7:21 in the morning. And it's only one slot per person. So you can't send out there the public, you can't send one person to get 10 slots. It's one slot per person. So once we reach the 115 people in the line, we're just gonna cut it off and let them know that there's probably gonna be no more slots by the time you get up. You don't have to stand in the heat for 2-3 hours and you're not gonna get anything. It's $50 a slot, and that's non-refundable. The refundable part is that you also have to pay a $75 fee for trash. If you don't pick up your trash, obviously you're not gonna get your money back. And we take cash or checks for that because we don't deposit your trash fee. We keep it with us. And once you bring us back your permits, that is, everything's cleared, then you just get the cash you gave us or the check you gave us back to you. The funds for the fees for the slot itself, that is deposited into our Parks and Recreation Fund, and that pays for, you know, the parties for the parties that you're going to be seeing along the parade route. That's going to be there. Campers, you can start at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, which is the 20th, to set up. You have to be out of there though by 6 o'clock on the 21st, the parade day. We know that the fireworks is at 7:21. We ask you to break down whatever you brought in, but you can stay at your slot, watch the fireworks, and by 8 p.m. our park police will be around to make sure that you have cleared up everything and taken everything out and signed off on your permit. By 5 o'clock in the morning, however, on parade day, there will be no more vehicles allowed on the beach side of the parade route. And that's because, for safety reasons, we want to make sure that people walking back and forth across Marine Corps Drive will be safe. So 5 o'clock in the morning, the police, no more vehicles. You should have been already in there, set up with your camping equipment, with your tarps, with your barbecue pits, with whatever it is that you're going to bring in. We will have vendors, and that will be, I don't have the number of how many will be allowed, but we can, Warren would have that, and our Parks Division people will have that. Vendors, you can't just come on the day you want to, oh, today I'm going to cook empanadas and come down and sell it. You know, we have regulations to follow, and one of them is public health. You have to have a license. You have to have a sanitary permit. You have to be cleared by public health to actually sell anything. Our only thing at Parks and Rec is we make sure that you do have these documents, so that if anybody gets sick or anybody, you know, complains about the food, we can at least show them that they came from a vetted company and a vetted family, whatever, that can sell this stuff. So if you want information on vendors as well, you may call Warren or John Tideby at Department of Parks and Recreation. I also wear another hat with Mayor Hoffman here. We are both in co-in charge of the grandstand at the in front of the Chamorro Village, and maybe it's because it's the 80th anniversary. Guam Visitors Bureau has decided to give us $80,000 to be able to fund everything for the grandstand. So, Governor, it is going to be grand.
Write that down.
I was just telling Mayor Hoffman that we still, many of our posts still have the holders for the banners that we used in the 75th year. If we do order the banners this year, we'll be hanging them up on those posts as well. And another idea I came up, I haven't discussed it with our co-chair, is the 80th anniversary. We want to go through every village and find out what has been there existing for 80 years or more, and just mark it. Mark it as an 80th year liberation monument. So if it's just a simple house, if it's a road, a little thing that's been there 80 years ago, we just mark it. So, you know, our people, our children, our grandchildren who did not experience the war, maybe can look at it and say, hey, this was here 80 years ago. Can you imagine that? So that's an idea I'm bringing up to my co-chair here. So if you have any other questions about the parade slots, we're going to put aside, of course, slots that are pre-reserved, and this is like for the Queen. This year she's from Manila, so there'll be a special slot for them at the parade. The veterans, of course, will never turn them down. We'll always give them a slot at the parade, and the Manamco, and also those that do recycling. So, and I think we're going to work with GVB to get the 1,400 someone. We'll just give them a special place where they can gather and watch the parade as well, since this will be their first time that they've come out to Guam to watch parade. So I know it's going to be a big thing, giving out slots, and there'll be people, how come I didn't get one? Well, share, yes, share. And so we're also thinking of extending because the parade slots are from past the Gutnier Boat Marina down to where that nightclub is. What do they call it?
Guam Lock and Key.
Guam Lock and Key. Well, I'm thinking of the nightclub because it's upstairs. Guam Lock and Key. But I don't think it's Guam. It's Andy's Lock and Key now. Yeah, it's there. And then from the district court down to the Bank of Hawaii building. But actually, it's not all the way down to the Bank of Hawaii building. We stop right there at the stop sign, the one that goes into Chamorro Village. That's where the slots will stop, because the rest of that is actually already taken by veterans groups and of course our sponsors. We have to give slots to our sponsors, because without them it's very hard to fund the whole parade or the whole liberation festivities. So, like I said, if you have any questions, you can call Warren. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. And one of the things that he did raise is that between now and Liberation Day, you're going to see at many of the agencies like Department of Parks and Recreation, Department of Public Works, the Guam Police Department, Department of Agriculture out there marking and cleaning. So expect delays in some of the areas as we work to do that. I know that once the campers start camping out, we're going to be closing out the innermost lanes or the outermost lanes so they can be safe in that part there. So we look forward to a wonderful parade event, and then cleaning up, give us a few days again from that day, from the Liberation Day parade. Recycling is a key component of our sustainability. So Peggy Denny and her team will also be recycling, as well as members from the courts, as well as the members from the Department of Corrections will be also assisting with the cleanup that day. One of the other things we have going for us is we actually have our partnership with the Menenga Memorial Foundation. I'd like to turn it over to Miss Stephanie. And this is kind of just really kicks off the whole Liberation Month, which is July. Like I said, there used to be several memorials in itself, but they were recently awarded a community contributions grant from GITA. So this is they were able to put this together. So
yes, thank you very much, Mayor Hoffman. So as many of you are aware, the Menenga Memorial Foundation, part of our mission is to ensure that what occurred on Guam during the war is never forgotten, particularly when we still have war survivors who are with us. And so we will have 5 events that will occur throughout the villages. The first one is July 7th with the Menengan Memorial down in Maleso. Now, this is our largest concentration camp on the island, and we will be doing the commemorative march that will start from various points on the island, and we will meet at 8:30 a.m. at the Elig Bridge on July 7th. They will then walk in with the war survivors will be on the bus. They'll walk in all the way into the monument, and the ceremony itself will start at 10 a.m. On July 10th, we'll have a very small site dedication for the new Talafofo Memorial. On the 12th, we will have at 10 a.m., it will be the Tizan wreath laying at the Tizan Airfield Memorial. On the 17th, the Hasu and Alahan Memorial at 9 a.m. And then on July 19th at 10 a.m. will be the Hasu Haggett Memorial.
Thank you. And I know in addition to some of this, we also have, there's also other events happening. I know that Guam War Survivors Day is June 28th. I know the Guam legislature usually takes the lead on that. They're going to be putting up their War Survivors wall as well. I know the Guam Museum's also doing something separately outside of the parks. They're doing their own displays as well. So there's a lot of events that kind of intertwine and go with each other here, so we appreciate that. I also know we have visiting, the visiting U.S. forces. I think the Marine Band will be on island to help participate and to help kick off that day as well. So we're looking forward to being and welcoming our guests and being good hosts to everyone. So if there's any questions on any of the liberation events or activities from the members of the media, members of the public who are here, please let us know. But we look forward to celebrating with you. So thank you.
I don't see any questions from members of the media, so thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a great rest of your Monday. All of this event, all of the packet is very informational, and we'll share this with the members of the media to also publish on their websites. Thank you, have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll be also announcing our Grand Marshal in the coming weeks.